Dept Q is the latest crime thriller on Netflix, blending a cold case investigative team, a ticking clock mechanic, and a murder mystery, all wrapped up with some excellent characterization and an easily bingeable format. If you finish watching this one and are looking for alternate picks, we've combed through the archives and saved you the hassle with our top 10 picks that aren't spin-offs or set in the same universe. As always, let us know your favourites in the comments and which of these you've watched. So without further ado, let's start the countdown. Beyond Evil is a psychological thriller that expertly blurs the line between good and evil, delivering an excellent example of how to take a simple concept and absolutely run with it. Set in a quiet town rocked by a series of gruesome murders, the story centres on two detectives. The first is Lee Dong-sik, a formerly disgraced officer who's haunted by the death of his sister Yu-yong 20 years prior. His counterpart is Han Ju-won, a young, ambitious investigator who suspects Dong-sik killed Yu-yong and sets to work piecing together evidence to incriminate him. As they dig into the past together, he soon comes to learn that those at Manyang substation are a tight-knit family and watch out for one another, no matter what. The pacing is deliberate here but never dull, peeling back layers of trauma, guilt, and mistrust with every episode. Each character is morally grey too, which gives the narrative an edge of unpredictability and emotional complexity. The chemistry between the leads is absolutely electric, and their evolving dynamic becomes just as gripping as the mystery itself. Based on Stephen King's trilogy sporting the same name, Mr. Mercedes is a gripping slow burn thriller that explores obsession, guilt, and the long shadow cast by unresolved crimes. The story follows retired detective Bill Hodges, who is forced back into the field again when the perpetrator of a mass murder, a man who drives a stolen Mercedes into a crowd of people, begins taunting him through its computer. Unlike typical King adaptations though, Mr. Mercedes is more grounded and procedural in nature. This is very much a character-driven story, anchored by Brendan Gleeson's phenomenal performance as the jaded yet determined Hodges. Opposite him is Harry Treadaway's Brady Hartsfield, a chillingly believable sociopath whose mind games drive the narrative tension. This is a dark, introspective, and emotionally resonant series, exactly what you'd want in a high-stakes crime series. Set in a remote Icelandic town cut off by a brutal snowstorm, Trapped is a haunting, atmospheric thriller that thrives on isolation and buried secrets. This secret comes in the form of a mutilated body found in the harbour just as a ferry arrives. Local police chief Andri Olofsson is thrust into a complex investigation as a result, with limited resources at their disposal and rising tension. The strength of Trapped though lies in its sense of place. The snow-covered landscapes and howling wind become characters in their own right, amplifying the claustrophobia and paranoia felt throughout this show. This is very much a slow burn procedural, but one that rewards patience with rich storytelling and a deeply empathetic lead. If you're in the mood for something moody, introspective, and quietly powerful, Trapped is absolutely a standout. Mouse is going to divide opinion with its tense and often unsettling storyline. Spread out across 20 episodes and 3 specials, this is definitely an epic crime drama that'll keep you busy for quite a while. The show poses provocative questions about nature versus nurture, with a core question here surrounding serial killers. Specifically, are we born with serial killer tendencies? And if so, can society prevent future serial killers before they act? This concept forms the basis of a mystery that spirals into increasingly dark and unexpected territory. At the centre of this is a rookie cop by the name of Jung Ba-rum, who becomes entangled in a series of brutal murders that shake the nation. As the investigation unfolds though, secrets come to light that challenge everything you thought you knew about the characters. With high production values, a layered script, and standout performances, Mouse is the kind of series that keeps you theorising until the final episode. This one very much leans into moral ambiguity and doesn't flinch at exploring the disturbing depths of human behaviour. Set in a tightly knit Pennsylvania town, Mare of Easttown blends investigative crime drama with a deeper character study. At the centre of this is Kate Winslet, who delivers a career-best performance as Mare Sheehan, a weary detective investigating a local girl's murder while grappling with her own personal traumas and community pressure. What makes Mare stand out though isn't just its central mystery, but instead the lived-in realism of its setting and characters. Every person in Easttown feels three-dimensional, from the grieving mother to Mare's own troubled family. The show captures the emotional burden of small-town life here in such a raw and intimate way. Everyone knows each other and everyone has secrets. Beautifully acted, subtly directed, and rich with emotional complexity, Mare of Easttown is a show about grief, resilience, and how people navigate the messiness of real life, all whilst delivering a Moorish whodunit. Happy Valley is a British-based crime drama centering on a strong-willed police sergeant in West Yorkshire called Catherine Kaywood. The town itself is plagued with addiction, poverty and crime, something Kaywood juggles with as she tackles daily police work. However, all of this is made that much more difficult as there's unresolved grief with her daughter's suicide. The series doesn't rely on sensationalism though, and instead finds its feet with a much more grounded human approach. Kaywood is a refreshingly complex protagonist in that respect, delivering a tough, vulnerable and emotionally scarred individual. With sharp writing, a strong sense of place and a relentless focus on character, Happy Valley is both heartbreaking and hopeful. This is a perfect example of how to do small-scale crime drama the right way. Based on Søren Siverstrup's novel, The Chestnut Man is a Danish crime thriller that follows a pair of detectives as they investigate a serial killer who leaves small handmade figures at murder scenes. As the detectives dig deeper, they uncover a connection to a politician's missing daughter. With its bleak atmosphere, slow burning tension and disturbing crimes, it expertly balances a gripping murder mystery with decent characterization. As detectives Naya and Mark dig deeper, they uncover links to a long closed case, pulling them into a web of secrets, political scandal and institutional failure. There's a palpable sense of dread woven throughout the series, with gorgeously haunting visuals and a moody soundtrack. With just 6 tightly paced episodes to get through, The Chestnut Man avoids filler and maintains a compelling narrative arc throughout. It's not just a whodunit, it's a dark psychological exploration of grief, guilt and redemption, making for an absolute must-watch. Based loosely on true events that took place in Korea, Signal is quite simply an incredible thrill ride. This police procedural blends a shocking string of crimes with a time-bending twist centering on a strange walkie-talkie. This radio is able to communicate with the past, which is 1989 to be precise. This allows profiler Park Hae-young to communicate across time with Detective Lee Jae-han, who operates in the past. Together with present-day detective Cha Soo-hyun, they work to solve a series of long unsolved crimes and prevent future tragedies. As actions in the past ripple into the present, the show builds tension through butterfly effects and moral dilemmas. It's a show that constantly surprises, often just when you think you've figured it all out. With strong performances, tightly woven narratives and a grounded emotional core, Signal doesn't rely on any flashy gimmicks. Instead, it leans into its characters, their regrets and their determination to do the right thing, even when the odds are stacked against them. This is a smart, suspenseful and thoroughly addictive series, and easily one of the best Korean dramas on the market. Smartly written, brilliantly acted and technically sound throughout, Mindhunter is a rare breed of TV show and an absolute must-watch. The concept here is simple. Set in the late 1970s, Mindhunter offers a cerebral deep dive into the formation of the FBI's behavioural science unit, chronicling how early profilers began studying the minds of serial killers to catch them more effectively. The two agents are that of Holden Ford and Bill Tench, who work together to conduct unsettling interviews with real-life killers while trying to apply psychological insights to ongoing investigations. Instead of flashy violence or over-the-top dramatics, Mindhunter instead leans into uncomfortable silences, eerie tension, and the unveiling of the true face of evil. The performances are absolutely stellar, with Jonathan Groff and Holt McCallany portraying the professional and emotional strain of confronting human darkness head-on. Director David Fincher's signature style is all over this one too, making it a must-watch for fans of intelligent, character-driven crime dramas. You absolutely should not miss this one. Set in a quiet coastal town rocked by the sudden and shocking death of a young boy, Broadchurch is a gut-wrenching, slow-burn mystery that focuses as much on community grief and trust as it does on solving the central case. At the heart of this is D.I. Alec Hardy and D.S. Ellie Miller, a mismatched pair of detectives forced to work together to track down the killer. David Tennant and Olivia Colman are phenomenal in their roles here, and their performances carry an emotional weight that lingers well beyond the finale. Across 3 seasons, the story moves from murder mystery to courtroom drama, exploring the deeper toll of trauma and justice, all whilst retaining its grounded, character-first focus. Broadchurch is an essential watch for anyone who values character over spectacle, and anyone who enjoys well-written whodunits. So there we have it, our 10 TV show alternatives to watch when you finish with Dept Q on Netflix. So what did you think of our picks? Do you agree? Are there any notable omissions? Or do you think we're way off the mark? Either way, let us know in the comments below. Smash a like or subscribe to the channel, your support is very much appreciated. I'm Greg Wheeler, and from all of us over here at The Review Geek, we'll see you on the next video.